We've got 7 ideas that we want to try to see if we can make our water last at least 1 week. Hey y'all, as you know, we're getting ready to go do a little bit of boondocking, hopefully in the next week or so. So we wanted to kind of lay out our strategies for water use. Where we're hooked up now, we've got unlimited water. We can fill our tank anytime we want. We can empty our gray tank and our black tank as well. It's really a nice situation. So when we get out boondocking, we won't have any kind of hookups. We won't have power, water, dump station, anything like that. We'll just be in the desert, which would be awesome. So today we're going to kind of run through what our plan is for our water strategy. We've got 7 ideas that we want to try on this boondocking adventure to see if we can make our water last at least 1 week. Hopefully, maybe more like 2 weeks. Some of these we've used in the past under short-term conditions. We've boondocked in Florida, we've boondocked at Cracker Barrels, Walmarts, lots of places like that, truck stops, but never for more than, I think, a couple days. So our camper has a 46-gallon freshwater tank. The gray and the black tank are each 36 gallons. Here we're going to find out if some of these strategies will let us to stretch our water and our gray and black tanks out for at least a week. First thing we're going to try is bring in separate water for the dogs. Normally Jacob would fill up the dog watering bowls off of our outdoor shower faucet there, the little sink that we have. But what we're going to try and do this time, instead of filling it off the limited amount of water we can carry in the camper, we're going to bring maybe like a 5-gallon bucket or some sort of a big jug of water that is specifically for the dogs. We'll probably stop by Walmart or Lowe's or something like that and just pick up a bucket. They're like $3 and another $1.50 for the lid or something. It's around $5. We can get a nice clean good bucket for them that we can fill their water with for several days and then go refill that if we have to. So something else is the toilet. When you flush a toilet, it automatically pumps water into the toilet. Also, probably like most of you, we just run to the faucet and we'll cut it on, let a little bit of water run, and let it heat up if we're going to wash our hands or do something like that. So one of the things that we're going to do to prevent wasting that water without thinking about it, whether we're washing our hands or flushing the toilet, maybe we don't need the water, is we're going to cut off the pump. So right here, we've got a switch on the pump. If we just turn that off, when we go to turn on the water, obviously it won't run. A little bit will come out, but not a lot. We won't just mindlessly let the water run. So when we don't need the water running, we're going to cut off that pump, and that will hopefully trigger in our mind that, oh yeah, don't just let that water run. We don't have full hookups right now. So it's going to be kind of a part of training us mentally so that we don't mindlessly waste water. All right, so another good one in the bathroom that I heard about on a video, and I apologize, I can't remember who said it, but I thought it was a great idea. Using just a jug like this to catch water when you're warming up your water for a shower. Whether in a sticks or bricks home or a camper, unless you have an on-demand hot water heater, some of that water is going to be cold and you're going to let that run to get the hot water there. So what we plan to do is to use a jug to catch some of that water, and then we can use that to either do dishes or flush the toilet or other purposes around. So we're not just dumping it into our gray tank for no reason. right there, it's whew, nice and piping hot now. And all that water would have been just gone down into our gray tank. That's probably got to be a half gallon of water. Now we could use that water for, again, flushing the toilet or even doing dishes, or it would be even good drinking water. We'll probably do the same thing in the kitchen sink as well. When we're letting that water warm up, do dishes, that kind of thing. We'll try and remember to put it in a jug like this and save it for something else. So the last one that we've found pretty helpful so far, and I think it will really help us when we're boondocking, something that you might not think about, is having just a little trash can in the restroom for, if you need to dab your lipstick or blow your nose or something like that. A lot of times what we used to do in Sticks and Bricks is just throw it in the toilet, flush it down the toilet. Well, obviously every time we flush that toilet, it's going to be filling up the black tank. So by putting it in a little trash bag instead, that will save us some room in the black tank, and we can just take this to the trash and throw it out later. To be clear, we're only talking about stuff that we blow our nose or use for other purposes, not toilet paper used for the toilet. So another one that's probably pretty obvious, but to save on water for doing dishes and that kind of thing, when possible, we plan to use paper plates and probably plastic forks and utensils. And usually the plastic forks and utensils we wash and reuse anyway, but if we're boondocking and we need to find that we need to conserve water, we could use them and dispose of them. All right, so we covered the dogs drinking water. For us, we're going to try and also do our drinking water separate from the system in the RV. Now normally, as you know, we use a jug like this and we keep it on the counter for our drinking water. What we plan to do is to use that and bigger jugs like this that we can keep extra drinking water so we can stay out for extended times without having to go refill our jugs. Along with that, we typically in the past on shorter trips have brought cases of bottled water and that kind of thing. The problem with that is then you end up with a bunch of plastic bottles that you got to throw away too. So we plan on using the big jugs primarily, and probably some cases of plastic water bottles. The last thing, to keep clean, people say, well, how do you keep clean, right? Normally we got a great shower and we love that thing. But obviously we want to be cautious about how much water we're using. So one of the ways that you can help stay clean that, I've used in the past on long trips and that kind of thing that really helps out, really kind of refreshes you and keeps you clean, keeps you smelling good and feeling good, are these Cottonelle wipes. And there's lots of different kind of wipes. This is just the kind that I've used. These are great because they got like a resealable little lid on them that clicks down, and you pull them out one at a time, and they're just awesome for wiping your face down and just general cleanliness. Kind of taking a little bit of a spit bath, but it has a really good smell and leaves your skin feeling really good as well. That's 7 strategies that we want to use in our water plan to try and preserve our water and our gray and black tanks while we boondock. Our goal is to stay out at least a week, possibly longer. If you guys have ideas, please leave them in the comments below. We are wide open. We're planning on doing this maybe in the next week or 2. If you like the videos, please consider subscribing. That really helps us out, along with the thumbs up. And again, leave comments down below. If you got something you want to add, other questions, we'd love to hear from you guys. We try and respond to all the comments. Also, share the videos. That helps us as well. We will do a follow-up video on the water and see how our plan actually works when we go boondocking. We think we got a good plan. We'll find out in a little bit. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in a couple days.